This is the biggest contributor to Toronto's traffic. Construction crews shutting down lanes across the city. And as of April 1st, it'll cost them a lot more to do it. Part of the city's congestion strategy being discussed at council Wednesday.
Here's an example. A contractor closed down 2 lanes on Lakeshore Boulevard for almost an entire month, 4.5 kilometers, and paid only $5,000 for that closure. Starting this month, every day this company closes down the Lakeshore, they will pay more. The faster they do their work, the less they pay, and if it takes an entire month, it will cost them now $287,000.
While that measure is newly in effect, staff say it's making a difference.
There was a particular developer that was looking to wrap up on a particular project, and again, with the introduction of the new fees, there was a suggestion that they were going to try and see if they couldn't wrap up a bit quicker to get off the right-of-way quicker with respect to their project to avoid incurring those fees.
The mayor proposing some more ideas today, which were approved by council, like a parking enforcement blitz done with Toronto Police.
It's incredibly frustrating that in the middle of rush hour, there's a car that, with no drivers inside, they stop in the no stopping zone.
And the creation of a so-called congestion czar, who would take more of a big picture approach than the director of traffic management. The selection of that czar is delegated to the city manager, but Councillor Brad Bradford didn't like that idea.
What I would say is I hear from Torontonians every single day about how impossible it is to navigate the city. Congestion's never been worse and they're very frustrated. So a lot of people do want to see somebody in charge to own that file, to have the accountability of it. A lot of people feel like that ought to be you. And as a strong mayor with strong mayor powers, you've delegated that. You have delegated.
Bradford?
An argument that spilled into lunchtime when reporters spoke to members of council.
She could even appoint somebody today, and yet she has a real reluctance to take responsibility for these issues.
I cannot be the mayor and the city manager and department head and commissioner and police chief all in one. That's just not, it doesn't quite work that way.
Bradford introduced a motion to make the mayor choose the czar, but most councillors voted against it, meaning the task won't fall on her. There's no timeline on when a czar will be chosen. Lane Harrison, CBC News, Toronto.
The province is appointing a supervisor to the Thames Valley District School Board. Officials traveled to Toronto, spending almost $40,000 to go to a Blue Jays game and stay in the hotel there.
Went to the Sky Dome Hotel and took 18 executives with it when they're faced with a multi-million-dollar deficit. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that that is a completely unacceptable use of resources.
The new education minister clearly upset.
What that is a slap in the face to every single teacher who works very hard to give our students the highest opportunity to succeed.
The Brant Haldeman Norfolk Catholic Board had 4 trustees travel much farther, to Italy, to buy art, statues of Padre Pio and the Virgin Mary, enjoying wine and expensive meals, costing more than $100,000, money it'll have to repay.
This is simply unacceptable.
Though that board was not in a deficit. Among the recommendations of a new report, increased governance training, more transparency, saying the trip was just one of the issues.
I expect that board to fully implement the recommendations and to report back to me very quickly that they have done so. If they do not, then I will take further actions to ensure that there is maximum accountability of that board as well.
The province is also doing a financial investigation of 3 different school boards, both of Toronto's public boards, as well as the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board.
These are boards that have had multi-year deficits without a plan to return back to financial stability. The Toronto District School Board, of course, had a significant deficit. I rejected their plan, which did not include ever returning back to a surplus position.
Calandra says, depending on what the reviews find of the Toronto and Ottawa boards, the province could take further action, with all options on the table, meaning those boards could be taken over as well. Lorenda Bradicomp, CBC News, Toronto.